morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys? Are you good? So, maybe we will go onto our feet today. My feet is good. It still stings when I stand on a specific spot, but it's not really specific every time, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's get going. You can lie on your backs, hugging your knees, and roll down. Tuck your chin in, tuck your shoulders in, and just give yourself a hug, roll from side to side. Hello, Louie.
Hello.
We're going kayaking today.
You tell them that we've just had a sourdough bread.
Oh,
By that I don't mean a slice.
yeah, we ate a lot of sourdough bread. Someone came to drop off a definitely better, like a perfect recipe sourdough bread, which I have not perfected yet. I'm actually getting kind of fed up with mine because it feels like a rock every time.
It was amazing.
And it was so amazing. I still think about it.
I'm gonna dream about it.
I'm just gonna not do the yoga and then just eat my bread. You can take your legs from side to side. And then just leave them towards one side, one leg forward, one leg back. Shrug the shoulders back and down, and this back leg, just walk it back a little bit. See if you can get a little bit of a stretch into that leg. You can grab that leg if you're flexible enough. Let me do it towards your side so you can see what I mean. So you can walk this foot back, drop that knee down.
Does your bum need to be on the floor?
Well, it depends on how big it is. Mine is on the floor regardless.
No, I isn't.
That's fine.
Okay.
You need to maybe try and drop your knee.
I'm getting there.
And just hold that.
Like that.
Shoulders down. Yes. How do you feel?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable is okay. Just as long as you're not in pain. Gillian, how's your shoulder feeling? Please let me know. Relax into that. And then walk that foot back to the side of the mat and bring your legs back to the middle. Drop it to the other side. So hold that drop first, and then once you have it, walk the back foot
the other side.
back. Yes. Back foot back. I did say that. Sorry. Louis.
I wonder if Tanya's had a coffee yet.
Tanya, have you had your coffee yet? Why?
Because if I think last night that you put on the WhatsApp.
Yes, that was a bit soft porn. Mariette, Magriki, are you there? Are you there? Please let yourself be known. And walk that foot back to the middle. Bring your legs back together. Hug in your knees and roll up to a seated. Go onto your hands and knees. And push in to a cat stretch. Rock it forwards and back. Just to get that lower back a little bit mobilized. Not all wet for me yet. And push it back to child's pose. Don't walk your hands forward yet. Push your bum down onto your heels. And so that relaxy clause, I'm really getting used to that. I prefer it now because you don't get tired. You get to breathe. I love it. It's changed me for the better. Last night I almost fell asleep. I felt a little bit dizzy. And then I just thought, but I did have gin before the glass, in a glass that I didn't break. Walk it forward, your hands now, keep your bum down. And back onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. And walk it out. Nice and close to your bum, hand, or a little bit closer to your hand so that your stance can be a little bit shorter. And then drop one leg down. Keep the tummy tucked in. And then the other one. Let's see how this goes today.
How's your foot?
It's okay. It still has tender spots, but I searched again for glass today, and I don't think there is. I think it's just sore and red and deep.
You need to have all that out. You need to let Ola know.
Ola, I don't think there's glass in. I don't need to X-ray. And if there isn't, it's so small, it just needs to stay and make a home. But it is a little bit sore. It's so small. I'm such a wuss. Forwards into a plank. Push away from your shoulders. Squeeze your legs together. Squeeze your bum so that you can hold that plank. Jillian, I don't want you to do this with your legs in the air. You have to put your knees down. Back to downward dog. Make sure that you have got a comfortable stance and push your heels down. Are you okay?
So I need to climb back on. I need to reset.
Tummy tucked in and just hold that. Lift up your left leg. Left leg.
Look at that. It's just weird, isn't it?
Left leg. And tuck it into your chest. Nice and tight. Shrug it forward. Shoulders over hands. Drop that knee once. Pick it up again. Round out your back. Push it back to three-legged downward dog. And like we did earlier this week, just open up that knee, but keep the chest down. Oh, I remember this. This was before injury. And take that knee to the opposite elbow like we've done previously. And this time you're going to turn onto that back foot and lift up the right arm. Push it back to three-legged downward dog. Hug that knee into your chest. Bring it to the front of the mat. Keep the back leg lifted and lift up into a high lunge. Ooh. Bend that front knee in. Shrug the shoulders back. You're going to open up into a warrior two. Put the back foot down. I'm not going to, but you do, please. Warrior two. Front leg bend. Let's see. I'm just going to go into the side of my foot. Front leg bend. Back leg strong. We're going to hug forward. So bend your back forward, straighten out forward. Push your bum out and lift it back up to the top. Windmill your arms to the front of the mat. And then just walk yourself to the front, both legs, feet facing forward. Bend your knees and lift up into a goddess. If you understand what I meant. Okay, I have to really shrug myself. Okay, into a goddess we go. This is very balancing for me today. You'll have to bear with me. Into a goddess we go. I'm just going to go. We'll wait for minion. You can move from side to side.
My favorite pose.
Hold that. Okay, when you're ready.
Dies when we go to
open up your arms. We're just going to do this twice. You're going to go forward again, bend in the knees with the arms. Come back. But don't straighten out completely.
I can't.
Forward again. And come back, tuck in that tailbone. We're going to go down to the mat. We're going to walk towards the right, lift up the left, lift up the right, it doesn't matter. We're going to do both sides. Straighten out your back and just take this arm, that's the same one as the long leg because I've switched around the directions. I don't know which way is which. Into that stretch. Come back. Walk it all the way to the other side. Bend down. Lift up the opposite foot. Push this knee out with your hand and go into that stretch. Come back to the middle. And I want you to turn towards your right side. Turn that foot out. Just move it to the right-hand side of the mat. Walk this way. Put that back foot down. Are you ready? Lift up into a warrior two. Hold that. Tailbone in. Back leg strong. Open that hip. Hold that. And windmill your arms forward and that back foot in and lift up into a high lunge. Do you see the circle root we did?
Yeah.
Hold that. Come all the way down again, step it into the front of the mat. Keep your legs bent, sweep the floor and lift up into a chair pose. Chair pose. Okay. Are you ready for the next one? Lift up your right foot into a one-legged squat. Straighten out all the way to the top. Bring that knee forward. That same knee, right knee. Go back into that one-legged squat, arms next to your sides, elbows locked out. You can bring that foot back a little bit to help you. And then sweep the floor. Step that leg back with the other one following into a downward dog. Drop the heels. Lift up the right foot. Bring it into your chest. Rock it forward. Knee to chest. Drop that knee and pick it up. Push it back to three-legged downward dog. Open up that knee, bend that foot in, bend that knee in, open up the hip, but keep the chest down. Bring that knee to the opposite elbow. And this time you can put the back foot down, lift up the left hand into that wild side plank. Push it back to downward dog. Forwards to plank. Hold plank, squeeze everything together. We're going to rock forwards over our toes and go halfway down. Tuck the toes under into an upward facing dog, squeezing your thighs together to keep you up. Knees down, slide back to downward dog.
Downward dog or child's pose?
Child's pose. Child's pose. I don't know, did you go the other way?
I have no idea where I was.
I think I roundabout to the front, but I think some of you
I did
roundabout
both sides.
back.
I did both sides.
Did you do both sides? But did you look forward?
No, I changed around at some point.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I roundabout perfectly. I never know which direction to say. It's quite difficult if you can't see people. Okay. From child's pose, slide forward onto your tummies and just bring your hands back to the mat. Turn your palms down. Shrug your shoulders into the floor. And we're just going to lift up into that kind of cobra where you more lengthen and extend your back than you go into a back bend. So you're not using your arms. You're just pushing your fingertips into the floor and extending your back. So it's just a small lift. Kind of lengthen yourself out. Hold that. Shrug the shoulders back. Bring your arms diagonally forward to the mat. Keep your chest lifted. Bounce your arm up, hands up, sorry, in that diagonal direction, forward, Louis, forward. And take it down all the way to the floor. You can put your forehead on the floor. Take your arms to the front. We're doing a little bit of shoulders again because I'm doing shoulders in my course and it's very important and we've been doing the right exercises. So forehead down, lift up the arms, swish them back, reverse your hands onto your lower back and take it forward again. All the way to the front. Keep the shoulders down as you take it forward. So don't take it past your ears, don't shrug it up. Try and keep it pushed down. Shoulders forward, run it back and onto your lower back. Sorry about that, I think I just bumped the microphone. And again forward. Keep navel to spine, shoulders back and down, and run it back. Onto your backs, keep your hands there, And lift up your chest. Shoulders back and down. Don't lift it too high. Just lift it into an extension. Shrug the shoulders back. Bring your hands next to your sides and push it back to child's pose, not downward dog. I think I'm going to change the two names. It's going to be both. So just push it back, stretch out your back, get your bum on your heels. We're going to flow again, and then we've got a little bit of easy shoulders to do, which is activations and like wall, like floor angels and stuff like that for the end.
Like snow angels.
Yeah, but it's more tricky than you think. It's trickier against the wall, so we can all be thankful we're doing it on the floor. Okay, are you ready? Yes. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna do my roundabout to the front again. So just make sure that you turn yourself around or you switch legs so that you can. We're gonna do the same roundabout again. So just make sure you do it to the front so that you don't feel lost. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Stretch it out. And we're going to lift up the right leg. We're going to hug it into our chest, run it forward with our shoulders, shoulders over hands. Really hug it into your chest. Drop that knee. Pick it up. Push it back to three-legged downward dog. Drop the knee and open up the hip. Keep the chest down. So that means you're not going to look underneath your shoulder. Bring it to the opposite elbow. Put the back foot down. Lift up into that side plank. Bring it back to three-legged downward dog. Tuck that knee into the chest. Bring it to the front of the mat. And lift up, yeah, into,
Hi Peter.
hi Peter, into
What are you?
high lunge. Hold the high lunge. And open up into warrior two. Now make sure that you're okay with your vision. Warrior two, bend that front knee in. Oh, I forgot this the second time. Swish it forward. Straight back and come back to the top. Hold, warrior two, shoulders down. If your shoulders are tight, give it a rest. Back leg strong. We're going to add something. We're going to add side angle pose for that stretch. Into that stretch, back leg strong. Shoulders open. Bring it back to warrior two. Hold warrior two. Bend that front knee in a little bit more. Push this back knee back, back heel back. You're going to windmill the arms to the front of the mat, just to move the feet. Sorry, move yourself to the middle of the mat. Move your feet so that it sticks to the corners of the mat. Bend your knees and lift up into your goddess. Tuck your tailbone in. Shrug your shoulders back. And hold. You can play around a little bit. Open up your arms. Shrug it forward, go down. Don't go forward with your body like that. Keep your body straight, just bring your arms forward. Straighten out a little bit. All the way down. Straighten out a little bit. Let's do one more, shall we? All the way down. Straighten out a little bit. Dip forward, keep your knees bent. Walk yourself to the left. Lift up the right foot. Push your knee back if you can. And go into that stretch. Bring your arms down. Walk yourself to the other side. So right side, push your right knee back with your hand. Lift up the left arm. Left leg straight. And hold that stretch. All the way down and back to the middle. Keep the knees bent. We're going to add a little bit of goddess again. Lift up into a goddess. Shrug the shoulders back, play a little bit. Okay, open up the arms. And tip the bum down, straighten out the arms forward. Back to the top. And 2. Back to the top. And 3. Back to the top. And all the way down again, bend the knees and walk towards the left side. So the left foot is in front. Turn your back out, back foot in.
Okay.
And lift up into a high lunge. Shrug the shoulders back. Hold that high lunge. Back leg strong. Front knee bend. Squeeze that back bum. Dip all the way down to the floor. Put that back foot down. Or compensate. And switch your arms into a warrior 2. Bend that front knee in. Shoulders straight. You can hold it like this. If your shoulders is tired or they're sore, you don't have to have it straight. Back leg strong. Ignore my foot. We're going to dip it forward, stick the bum out, and bring it back to the top. Front knee bend. I'm lazy, I keep straightening out that leg. Bend it a little bit more. We're going to go into side angle pose. Stretch out that opposite waist. Nice straight line. And bring it back. To warrior 2. Ignore me. You bend your knee. Windmill your arms to the front of the mat. Step it in to bent legs, chair pose. And now we're going to lift up the left leg. Oh no, sorry. I'm so sorry. Lift up into chair pose. Yeah. Then lift up the left leg. You do that. Straighten all the way up. Bring that knee into the front. Look at Louis because I can't stand on my foot. Yeah. Hold it. Go back into a chair squat. You can take that leg back if you want, just to keep it off the floor. Sweep the floor and step it back to downward dog. Lift up the left leg. Tuck it into your chest. Drop that knee down. Lift it back up. Push it back to 3-legged downward dog. Drop that foot, open up the knee, stretch it out. And bring that knee to the opposite elbow. Put the back foot down. Go into that side plank. Shoulders strong, push it back to 3-legged downward dog. Bring the foot down to the floor. Normal downward dog. We're going to go into a plank. Tuck the tailbone and tummy in. Back to downward dog. Knees to the floor. Child's pose. Shake it out. So that was our little roundabout. What?
I just clicked.
What did you think of the roundabout?
I liked it.
It was nice to be on the feet. That was kind of a tester to see how much I can do on my feet. A little roundabout.
It was good.
Okay. What's the time?
It is 9:25. So
Okay.
we've got 5 minutes.
So you can turn around onto your backs and make sure there's nothing behind you. So come forward a little bit if you have to, because you're going to have to move your arms back.
So the snow angels.
Yeah, we're going to finish with angels. This is a nice little activation, so it's not tense or anything. Bring the feet in. Okay, make sure that your shoulders is down so that they can't do this. If they are doing this, just make a note that they are creeping up every time you do this move. This isn't that difficult. But it would be difficult for someone who has got a limited serratus anterior motion and a lot of upper shoulder stiffness and pain. So just be aware of that. Make sure your tailbone is tucked up a little bit, so your neutral spine, navel to spine, feeling the whole time, shoulders shrugged back and on the floor. And we're going to put our fists on our legs and our thumbs sticking up like that. So the thumbs is a nice little guide to how far you can go. Shrug the shoulders back and down as far as you can. It will obviously be slightly lifted if you have short arms. Now lock out your elbows. So the elbows need to stay as straight as possible. So lock out the elbow. Fists on the knees, thumbs sticking up, shoulders back and down.
Whereas lock out your elbows.
Lock out your elbows means it's as straight as possible, yeah. It's not bent. So as soon as you bend the arm, just make a note of that you are unable to do this without bending the elbow. So the elbow is nice and straight. And then you're just going to take the thumbs back. As soon as you flare your ribs, just be aware of that to push it in. Stop with your arms, push the ribs in, shrug the shoulders back and continue. Don't flare the ribs, don't arch the back. Keep the shoulders back and down and see how far you can go to the floor without arching. You're not allowed to arch, you have to keep everything in. And then bring it back. Make a note. If this was easy for you, if your shoulders, I'm going to show you what not to do. Well, you can keep doing that. Let me just see how far we can go.
It's right still.
Okay, yeah. Don't arch, ribs in. There you go. Don't force it though, only go to where you can. Okay.
I think it's probably there.
That's fine. So you keep doing that. I'm just going to show you if you do this or this arching, then you've cheated. So you need to keep the ribs in and the shoulders down.
And the elbows locked.
The elbows locked. Be aware of that. It's quite tricky because sometimes the shoulder kicks a little bit. See, I just flared my ribs to compensate. So as soon as you do that, just hold your hands where it is, tuck it in and see if you can still go. If you did that quite easily, you can flatten your hands and see if you can go back, having the flat bit of your hand touch the floor, shoulders locked out.
Face touch the floor, is that the idea?
Yeah, it's like an activation exercise, and also you can see if your lats is a bit short and if you're using your upper shoulders instead of your serratus anterior to do this move. Okay, then come all the way back. Now we're going to do the angel. So the arms is parallel elbow and shoulder, hands looking up, and exactly the same. Shoulders back and down, ribs tucked in, tailbone tucked in, chin tucked in, and you have to keep everything on the floor without arching again, and see if you can move your hands up, touching at the top without shrugging your shoulders up like that. So keep them down. It's a small movement and bring them back to parallel. Shut the shoulders down and floor angels. Lift it up a little bit off the floor if you're sticking to the floor. I find this against the wall extremely difficult. So just floor angels up and down. See if you can do that. If you can do it, you're working your serratus anterior. So it is a little bit of an exercise as well. Just make sure everything stays tucked in. Can you do it, floor angels? You're not doing it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Why are you not listening?
I am listening, I'm just trying.
No, look, like that.
No, not like that.
No. He really doesn't listen.
Like
Just do
this.
a few more.
Like this.
Keep it off the floor if it's. Yes.
And then up.
Yeah. Okay. Put your ribs down. There you go. This is also mobility. So if you don't have shoulder mobility, you're going to struggle a lot with this, which is also just a note that you have to work on mobility. Do you struggle with that?
I do struggle when it gets here.
Yeah, it does. It does make a
How
little.
do you make it better though?
Hmm?
A
lot of things, people. Okay, come back to the middle, hugging your knees. Scoot yourself up towards your knees. Give yourself a nice big hug. Mine feels loose now.
Mine feels stiff.
My shoulders. And run it all the way down. Straighten out your legs to the ceiling. Flex your feet. Make sure the legs is comfortable, the back is comfortable. Just reach up towards your toes. If you can grab it, grab it. If you can't, just grab your shins. Hold that little kind of rounded back, scoot up position. Use your abs, Louis. And roll it all the way down to the floor. Shake out your ankles. And again, roll it up. Use your abs to roll you up. Try not to, you can hold on to your shins if your legs is doing this. Squeeze up. And roll it down. All the way to the bottom. Keep your feet in the air. And hold on to the side of your leg and just let your legs fall open as far as you can. Don't worry too much. You can hold on to them. You can push them down once you get to a comfortable place. Don't worry too much. Just hold it there. Now, if your back is arching, your leg's going to fall down a little bit. So push your tailbone in so that the leg stays parallel with the hips. Now, if you feel you're straining, then just go back. There's no need to feel like you're jittering. Now take the outside of your legs and push it back up to the top. Straighten it above your hips. And we're going to roll up again to the legs. Hold it there. You can touch the toes or not. You can just hover in there. If it's easier, you can flex the feet. Straighten out the legs. And roll it back down. Hug in your knees. Take your feet to the floor. Take your legs. We're going to do that hip stretch again. Take your feet to the side of the mat and drop your legs to the left. Make sure your opposite shoulder is down. And then walk that right foot back a little bit into that internal rotation. Don't strain it. It is slightly uncomfortable. Mine is quite uncomfortable, but I think we saw yesterday that I've got limited internal rotation. Drop that knee down if you can to the floor. Nice little stretch. You can even pulse it down. You can go, oh, I can't really stay down. So you can exhale the knee down and then inhale it up a little bit just to give it a break. So you can, push it and release. Push it and release. And push it hard though. And you drop the knee, Louis.
Trying. As far as I can go.
Now walk that foot back in to the side of the mat. Bring the legs to the top. Drop them to the other side. Keep the shoulder down. And then once you're comfortable, walk this feet back, the foot back, the left foot. Drop that knee down if you can. And you can pulse again. Drop and lift. Breath led. Drop and lift. You can squeeze this bum. That helps a little bit with the stability. And walk that foot back to the middle, to the side of the mat. Lift it back up to the top. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just do opposite stretch. Let the knees fall open. Shrug the shoulders back. You can put your hands on your thighs to push them down if you want to. What?
Nothing.
And you're going to slide the legs down the mat. Take a nice deep breath in and roll it up all the way to the top and into a nice little stretch. Just keep your tummy in, keep your back straightish. Go for that stretch. So Mariette wants to do splits again, and some people want to do crow again. So we've got quite a jam-packed schedule following the next couple of days to get everything in. So, and I've tested my foot. I know what I can do on it and what not. Stretch it out. You can play around there a little bit. And then roll it back to the top. Shrug your shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. and you are done for today. There's no stretchy, sleepy class tonight or tomorrow night. It's back on Monday. Have a lovely day. It's beautiful outside, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. How's your shoulder, Gillian? Come on, tell me.
And Mariette asked what's wrong with your food.
I stepped in glass, Mariette. I stepped in a gin glass and I broke it into pieces, and it's cut my foot up into pieces. And I've up until now I've been wondering, is this shoulder still sore? We will have to do something about that.
Massage gun.
Massage gun, yeah. I think I'm figuring out what is actually wrong with your shoulder, but I'll have to get my hands on you to fix that. So as soon as the restrictions, if you want to come into my bubble, Gillian, you're more than welcome to. I can try and fix your shoulder. Mariette, I stepped into a glass and I broke it in my foot. So, but I can take a little bit more pressure on it. It's still bleeding though. It's really gross. See you all tomorrow. Have a lovely day.